let me pose a different question, because this might address what you're asking.
Okay.
Everything that all of you have talked about is morality, ethics, philosophy, community.
Justice.
Yeah, there's a lot of broad concepts there. But I didn't hear something that to me sounded like a separate, unique, compartmentalized definition of spirituality. What that means. I don't have a picture of that in my head. And I think all these questions have gone towards the same things again: the community, the morality, the religious training, not to say indoctrination, but the repetition of this is what we do in our religion. Spirituality, to me, and not that I have a definition for it, but it seems to me that spirituality is something beyond the practice of the religion.
Well, we did start, it's dealing with the transcendent, dealing with what is above, I mean, what is the meaning of life? I mean, that's really where we started. I mean, we've gotten down to kind of into practical, I would agree, the practical benefits, but, I mean, it does, I mean, we started with the big question. It's a question of, you know, who am I? Does life have meaning? Is there life beyond life? Those are the transcendent questions that all people ask. Or if you don't ask those questions, then, you know, it's kind of the unexamined life. What meaning does an unexamined life have? If you never ask the big questions, the transcendent questions, I mean, you may be the greatest scientist or mathematician in the world, but we are all going to die. So how does that, being a great mathematician, how does that give meaning to life? Is there any meaning to what I've done? I've worked all these problems all my life. What is the meaning of that? And to me, spirituality is the answer to that question. What is the meaning of all of this?
Okay, does that...
I would agree.
I think there should be a philosophy class for little kids. But until then, I have a list here of books that parents can talk to their children. In fact, I even saw a book, there's a website here you can go and check. There's a book on different philosophers, Plato, Socrates, and Unexamined Life is Not Worth Living, Sartre, Kierkegaard. I don't believe that spirituality training involves having a child go into a church or a mosque. That spirituality can be independent from that. The parents can, like I said, there are books out there that you can read. A lot of parents are doing that at home, like, sweetheart, say please and thank you. Be polite. Be kind to others. Don't you think that's fair that you took that toy from somebody else? I mean, there's spirituality in that. Or gazing at the star and wonder why is it there, and how is our relationship to the billions of stars out there. And here's another reason. As atheists, we don't believe in having children go to a religious institution to be taught in that one ideology, but rather a lot of humanist atheist parents tend to teach their children about all types of religions. So like in this list, there are tons of books on learning about different religions, including those who don't profess a religion, and see commonality, see respect, and then have the courage to criticize bad ideas in the name of religion, to think critically, to think independently. Soren Kierkegaard was a Christian who had the guts to question Christianity a few hundred years ago. And he said that we all follow the mass. We just follow groups of people. And when you do it ritualistically, you lose your authentic self. So if you are spiritually gifted and you have this quest to learn and think for yourself, to think independently and critically, and then you're put as a young child into a group, as a humanist atheist, we wouldn't think that's such a good idea. Maybe you can take the child 1 week to this church, another week to the mosque, and another week to, I mean, that's what I do with my own children. They can go to, now, of course, when he comes home from Sunday school and start crying about hell and all that, that's when I put a stop to that. But no, to answer your question, religious spirituality doesn't have to be in a church or in a mosque. That it can be done through philosophy. You ask the same kind of questions, but the answer is there are many different paths. There are many different ways, and these are the kinds of religions that offer these solutions, and these are the thinkers who offer these kinds of answers to existence. For example, Sartre said there is no God, right? Who died in 1980 after he witnessed the Nazi occupation of Europe. We're all alone, he said. But it doesn't mean you can go out and live as if, like crazy, but that every action that you make, every choice that you make is in the moment of that decision, and you impact other people, you impact the people around you. So have the courage to live knowing that there's no God, but live it responsibly, right? That is spirituality. That live up to your fear, and that you have the potential. You think about human potential in a positive way. That you don't have to be in fear. You stand up, have the courage, live for yourself and for others with justice and morality and ethic, without fear and without the expectations of reward. That is also spirituality. And maybe in some of these books, Sartre reduced to a 9th grade level you can read, or a 9-year-old, or Socrates, or Kierkegaard. So yeah, books can help too.
Okay.